Welcome, friends. I'm Jen Hilman. Thank you so much for joining me today in this hips and hamstrings yoga flow. So today we are going to dive into some wonderful stretches to help open up tension behind the hamstrings, which can be a major contributor to low back pain. So if you are suffering with chronic low back pain, this video is for you. We are going to be opening up the hips, loosening up the hamstrings, and mobilizing the low back and spine. So go ahead and like this video, give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my new YouTube channel and leave your comments below. I always love hearing your feedback, and it's great to connect with you out there. So please leave your comments and say hi. All right, and with that, we will roll out your mat and get ready to get started. We are going to begin your practice today standing on your mat. So starting with your feet parallel, about hip width apart on your mat. We'll take an inhale and stretch your arms up towards the sky, just warming up with a nice long full body stretch. Take a big inhale here as you reach and grow tall. Then as you exhale, fold your body down, coming all the way forward over your legs. Now you can bend your knees here as much as you need to let your upper body really let go. As we are warming up and beginning our practice, our body can be really tight. So it's important to go slow and be gentle with yourself as you're just warming up into your body. So we can begin to incorporate a little bit of movement here, gently swaying your hips side to side. And then we'll begin to incorporate a little more movement by actively pedaling out your knees. So bending the right knee and then the left as you simultaneously sway your weight from side to side. This movement will allow you to start to explore all of the backs of your legs, getting into the attachments around the knee, stretching at the top of the hip, just below the glutes. So this is a wonderful opportunity to explore your body and see what's going on with you today. Then we'll resolve the movement, slowly making your way back to stillness, folding forward over your legs here. And as you come to neutral, slide your hands up onto your shins. Then inhale your breath and lift to extend your spine, lifting halfway up. Roll your shoulders down your back as you lengthen through the sides of your waist. Hug your belly up and in, engaging the strength of your core as you lift your heart. So we want to come into a flat back. Take one more inhale here, lengthen out through your spine, then exhale and gently fold your body down. Slide your hands around to your calves or your ankles and pull yourself down into a deeper forward fold. Then again, we'll slide your hands to your shins, inhale your breath, and extend through your spine, lifting through your chest. Roll your shoulders down your back, lift your belly up and in. Take one more inhale here, lengthening out your spine. Then we'll exhale and fold deeply, letting your heart soften down towards your thighs. Wrap your hands around your calves or your ankles and pull yourself down for a deeper fold. Then we'll move through this cycle one more time. Hands come forward to your shins. Inhale your breath to lift and articulate your spine, extending through the vertebrae. Then exhale your breath to fold it down, sliding your hands to your calves and just pull your body forward here. Now we are going to move into a little twist. I'll put my little poof back on. So lift your spine halfway, extending out through the crown of your head. Then bring your left hand to the floor, right underneath your nose. Bend into your left knee, pressing the right leg a little straighter. Then begin to twist through your spine, extending your right fingertips to the sky. Really work on getting that spinal rotation. The more you can revolve through your spine, the deeper stretch you're going to feel along that outer right hip, across the low back, and into the IT band going down the outer side of the right leg. We'll take one more inhale here, really twisting your heart around. Then exhale slowly and begin to fold back down to center. Then we'll prepare for the second side. Lift your heart halfway up and bring your right hand to the floor underneath your nose. Bend into the right knee, press the left leg a little straighter as you twist your heart open, extending your left fingertips to the sky. So really work on getting that spinal rotation. We really want to revolve the shoulders around, bringing your chest and heart around. And you can lean your weight in towards that left leg to really accentuate the stretch across the low back, the outer hip, and down the IT band. So we breathe slow and steady as we access all of these points of stretch. Take one more full breath in, and exhale and slowly release. Coming back to center, we fold. Let's take one more half lift, extending through your spine, flowing with your inhale. We lift and lengthen. Then as you exhale your breath, gently fold your body down, plant your hands on your mat, and we're going to step back to downward facing dog. So you could take a few steps, just gently walking your feet back. You can take your time coming into this shape. And as you arrive in your down dog, again, I encourage you to bring in some movement. You can begin to pedal out your feet, bending one knee and then the other. You can shift your weight side to side or front to back or roll your head around. Feel free to explore any movement that feels natural and organic as you begin to open up into your downward facing dog. Then we'll gently make your way to stillness, coming to a place of neutral with wide hands, pressing firmly into the mat, lifting up out of your shoulders, stretching through the sides of your waist. Hug your belly up and in as you curl your tailbone to the sky, maximizing the stretch behind your legs. Take a full cycle of breath right here. A nice big deep inhale and a big deep exhale. And on your next inhale, we're going to sweep your right heel up towards the sky, coming into that tripod down dog. Then as you exhale your breath, step that right foot forward between your hands. Now, if your foot doesn't come all the way forward by itself, if you need a little extra help, you can grab a hold of your ankle and gently assist your foot forward so that you have a nice big long lunge on your mat. Then go ahead and lower your left knee down to the floor. And I encourage you to keep your back toes tucked underneath you for a little more support and stability in the back leg. Now lunge your weight forward towards that right foot, and you'll start to feel a stretch across the front of the left hip flexor. So we spend a lot of time sitting, so opening up the hip flexors is such a wonderful stretch to help loosen up those hip flexors that get really tight and shortened from sitting at the desk, sitting in your car, sitting at the table. So we open it up by lunging forward. Lift up through your chest for a deeper stretch. Then we'll gently glide your hips back, extending through your right leg. So reaching that right leg straight. Let's take an inhale together. Lift and lengthen your spine. Then exhale and gently fold. Softly let your head drop down towards your shin, breathing slow and steady as you deepen into the hamstring stretch. And on your next inhale, lift your spine halfway up, and we're going to revolve the shape, opening your right fingertips towards the sky. So this is a similar sensation to when we twisted in our forward fold. You'll begin to access the IT band a little bit deeper this time, accentuating the stretch along the outer band of tissue, moving down the length of your right leg. And as you really work that rotation, really getting the heart around, you will be able to deepen the stretch behind the hip as well as the low back. We'll take one more inhale here. And as you exhale, release your right hand down to the inside of your right foot. Lunge your weight forward towards your right leg, and we're going to bend your elbows, lowering your forearms down towards the floor. So we're coming into lizard pose. Now, it's possible that your forearms may not come down to the floor today, and that's totally fine. You can have your hands on the mat and just bend your elbows, letting your heart come down below the height of your knee. You may be able to bring one forearm down. Eventually, you may be able to bring both. So just take your time, one step at a time. Most importantly, we're working on bringing your heart closer to the earth, accentuating a deeper stretch in the inner right thigh. And slowly press yourself back up. Frame your foot with your hands. Lift your back knee, press into the earth, and sweep your right leg up and back, taking a big stretch here. Then slowly release and float your right foot back down to the mat, coming back into your downward facing dog. And as you're ready, we'll begin to move on to the second side. So following your next inhale, sweep the left heel up towards the sky, taking a big stretch. Then as you exhale your breath, you guide that left foot forward. Now, if it doesn't make it all the way on its own, grab a hold of your ankle and just help it out. You really want to set yourself up with a nice wide lunge on your mat so that you have some room to get into the stretch. So once you have your foot placement, you can lower your right knee down and begin to send your weight forward towards that left foot. And you'll see the front of the right hip starts to stretch deeper. So we're opening up those hip flexors, opening up through the front of the hip as you really lunge into your left leg. Press into the mat to lift your heart up. So as you lift and extend through your spine, you'll find a deeper stretch in the hip flexors. So we'll take one more big inhale here, lifting all the way up through the crown of your head. And as you exhale, slowly glide your hips back, extending through your left knee. And again, we can inhale and lift your spine, extending out through your heart. Then exhale and fold your body down. So we're really letting it go as you fold over your left leg, breathing slow and steady, bearing in mind that one side may feel dramatically different than the other. Our bodies are rarely symmetrical. So you may notice new and different sensations from one side to the other. Now let's take it into that twist. As you inhale your breath, lift up through your spine. Then the exhale will move you into your twist, opening your left fingertips towards the sky, getting a nice rotation in the spine, really working to roll the shoulders around. We want to deepen the rotation in the spine, giving you a deeper stretch in the IT band and the outer hip. So we're breathing slow and steady here. So when we bump up against some uncomfortable situations, or when we arrive in a stretch that doesn't feel so easy or doesn't feel so fluffy, it's important to access a deeper, more relaxed breath to help your body to soften. Take one more full inhale, and exhale and slowly release that left hand down to the inside of your left foot. Now we'll shift forward into the lunge and begin to bend into your elbows, lowering your heart closer to the earth. Maybe you can bring one arm down. Maybe you can bring both arms down. Wherever you find yourself today is just right. So don't be too hard on yourself. Don't judge yourself for what you can or can't do. But just stay present with your breath. Stay present with the sensation, working into that outer left hip and the inner left thigh. Sending your breath to that place, one moment at a time. And we'll slowly begin to emerge out of the stretch, pressing yourself back up to center. You can frame your left foot with both hands. Lift your right knee away from the mat. Press into the earth and sweep that left leg up and back behind you, coming back into your tripod. And slowly begin to float that left foot back down to the floor, coming back into your down dog. And slowly lower your knees straight down to the floor and sink your hips back towards your heels. Just taking a little rest here in a child's pose. Thanks so much for joining me and following along in the opening sequence of this hips and hamstrings flow. If you would like to enjoy the full flow, uninterrupted, commercial-free, follow the links below to join me at the jenhillmancommunity.vhx.tv. Thanks so much for watching. I hope you have a great day. I look forward to seeing you on your mat again soon. Until then, Namaste.